Hello, and welcome to the 5th edition of The Source. I'm Victoria Lee. It's April Fool's Day, but don't worry, we're going to just be telling you what is. Coming up, student leaders get together to talk strategy, and WRGW holds an open mic competition. Stay with us. The Source is next. Over 1,300 students gathered at the Smith Center last month for the 2013 Spring GW Career Fair. Jason Calabretta checked it out.
Freshmen through seniors packed the Smith Center in hopes to find a job for after graduation or that coveted summer internship.
I'm here today because I don't really have a prospect for after graduation.
I'm trying to start the process of looking for a job.
I was just looking for internship opportunities for this summer.
Some students just came to brush up on their interview skills and attend their very first job fair.
Just a really good opportunity to really meet employers and get an idea of what they're like beyond just a computer screen.
Every semester, the GW Career Center puts together a fair for students and alumni to attend. Besides for looking for a job, students had the opportunity to have a professional photo taken for their LinkedIn page. Over 100 different employers are gathered here in the Smith Center looking to hire GW students.
Recent graduates are definitely someone that we want to target for our future core.
GW has also always produced really great candidates for us.
Many of the employers gathered said that they were extremely impressed with how prepared GW students were.
Especially the students have been prepared. I don't know what it is, but they've all come and they've all looked at the list of people who are going to be here and really have done their homework before they got here.
They all seem really polished and professional and really know what they want.
The Career Center wants students to come to their new location in the Marvin Center before applying for jobs.
Ultimately, we want to help students be intentional about what they're doing with their academic major and how it relates to what they're going to do after they graduate from GW, help them develop skills that are going to help them.
Students are also encouraged to take advantage of GWork and the Career Center website online. Reporting for The Source, this is Jason Calabretta.
And to have a solid career, you need to develop leadership skills. That's what over 100 student leaders from GW and across the DC area got together to learn about at the 8th Annual Student Leadership Symposium. John Fennick attended for The Source.
The theme of the symposium was Leadership Narratives, Telling Your Leadership Story. Program organizer Rachel Wise said every leader has a story about how they became who they are today.
And this conference is really about bringing those out and sharing those and inspiring other people to tell those stories as well.
School of Media and Public Affairs Director Frank Cessna was the keynote speaker. He shared leadership lessons he learned throughout his 20-year career as CNN's chief White House correspondent.
Stand for something. 2, they communicated again and again and again. 3, they project a degree of calm and purpose.
Leadership is about having a vision, about wanting to do something, about having something to build, about motivating people around you, and about communicating all of that. And I hope I was able to share that with these young leaders here today.
Participants attended workshops covering topics like heroic leadership, diversity and inclusion, creating your personal brand, and financial management. Sophomore Avra Bosav attended for a second year in a row.
We talked a lot about, what makes us leaders through self-awareness, love, and how to apply, all these lessons in our leadership examples.
Communication expert Christine Clapp delivered a student-driven presentation encouraging participants to own their story.
So you can use those narratives to advance yourself throughout your entire professional career.
Rachel hopes participants will leave the symposium with a greater grasp of leadership strategies and empowerment to take action.
It doesn't matter how small or how big that action is, but to take what you learn here today to really drive whatever it is that you want to do.
For these up-and-coming leaders, they leave the symposium with some valuable tools to build their future. Reporting for The Source, John Fennick.
Of course, GW students have skills other than being good leaders. They had a chance to show off their talents at the open mic event at WRGW. Brian Albin fills us in.
Peel back the different layers and layers of your complexity and messes me how you perceptibly hide your perplexity. What's your favorite form of self-expression?
5 women are sexually abused before the age of 18, but they were just asking for it.
GW students showed off their talents at Baked and Wired in Georgetown for Open Mic Night presented by WRGW. Students filled the Georgetown coffee shop to see spoken word performances, rappers, and solo artists, all looking to make a name for themselves.
It's always a lot of fun to play in front of a lot of people. Every time, I get so excited. I usually practice the whole week, different songs, picking out the songs that I want to do.
The night took on a festive atmosphere as MCs Tori Kerr and Graham Barkley set the tone.
So you just try to make it funny, just, make jokes about the people coming up. Everyone loves each other, so, we're just having fun.
The event lasted over 3 hours, and attendees had the chance to win tickets to 2 upcoming concerts courtesy of WRGW.
These events, I think, are great because we really give back to the community. We love Baked and Wired. It's a great neighborhood coffee shop, and with this, we're able to kind of display our talents for student performers and artists.
As the final group just finished up its closing number inside Baked and Wire here, we found out that it wasn't just the student talents who benefited from the open mic night.
The open mic night also allowed Baked and Wired to introduce itself and its treats to GW students.
It definitely brought a lot of business. I think it was a good partnership. We're always looking for things like this.
So I think it's a great collaboration between WRGW and Baked and Wired because we also make ourselves more visible to the community and we promote a great coffee shop too.
After a night of strong performances, Mejia said that WRGW would begin plans to host another open mic night. This is Brian Albin reporting for The Source.
Coming up after a brief pause, we'll find out why GW is one of the country's happiest campuses.
Where's the whole week? Where's the whole week? Hey, excuse me? Excuse me, sir. Something wrong? Yeah, there's something wrong. You want to get me some whole wheat? Oh, come on. Hey, hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. This is not what I wanted. El Guido.
Sorry for the confusion.
That's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't. Enjoy your lunch.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
How happy are you at GW? Did the campus turn out to be all you hoped it would be when you started freshman year? It turns out GW is doing a pretty solid job, as Miles Kaufman and Jenny Rabago report.
A recent survey that appears on the Huffington Post ranks GW the 5th happiest college campus in the country. Psychology professor Dennis Snell knows all about what it takes to be happy.
And my thought would be that a lot of people perceive themselves to be at a place where they feel productive, they feel like they're part of a group that cares and matters, and they feel as though that they are supported.
Even before the study was published, some students knew that GW would be the perfect match.
But I think people come here because they really love GW, and so, I mean, I think that's probably a big deal. So if you ask them if they're happy with their college choice, like, they obviously came here because they love it.
With its convenient location in the heart of the city, many students believe GW provides the ideal setting to get in the middle of the action.
I think the city helps a lot as well because it is a great atmosphere and it probably is the best college town in the country.
However, not everyone is convinced.
The Huffington Post probably doesn't know exactly what it's talking about. I don't know. I would say that we're a fairly happy campus in general. I'm not sure if we're the happiest, and if we're the happiest, I kind of despair for the rest of America.
Whether you agree with the finding or not, you cannot deny that with over 400 clubs, there are plenty of places for students to find their niche.
Overall, I think I do the same thing most people do, which is try to enjoy the time they have, especially in college. You only have one of these, so why not enjoy it?
4 colleges are supposedly happier than GW: Grinnell College, Boston University, Barnard College, and the University of Wisconsin-Madison. For The Source, this is Jenny Rabago reporting.
It's hard to stay on top of all the productions being offered on campus, everything from concerts to a cappella groups to plays. One of the highlights of this semester was a recent cabaret put on by Forbidden Planet Productions. We go behind the scenes with Samantha Schnur and Danielle Telson.
GW has a rich tradition of student theater, and every year since 2007, students have been flocking to the Lisner Downstage for Forbidden Planet Productions' tradition of cabaret. Nearly 55 students were cast in 10 different musical numbers for this year's cabaret. Cabaret draws a large number of participants, including senior Chi Alliance, because of its casual atmosphere.
One of the greatest things about cabaret is that it is such a low commitment. So even if you're in another show, or if you don't want to be in a show that semester, you just want to focus on your schoolwork, you can do cabaret and have an amazing experience with your friends, but have a very low commitment.
While a traditional show takes 2 months, this cast and crew spent only 5 weeks rehearsing for opening night on February 21st. Lyons said the 45-minute show is unlike any other on campus.
Everybody is there to enjoy really small snippets. Everything's from a different show, and I think it's more familiar than most theater shows because we take things from TV, from movies, from very iconic shows that everyone knows.
This year's cabaret features cross-genre musical selections spanning decades, from thoroughly modern Millie to Chicago, and even NBC's hit television show Smash. We had it coming, only had it. Cabaret has become so popular, it sells out every spring.
Yeah, I tried to go twice this year. I went to the last show on Saturday night, and I was outside in line for 30 minutes, and I was just at the cutoff point, so I couldn't get in. I mean, that was bad for me, but it's good for student theater, I guess, because, you know, it shows that the kids love to support it.
Forbidden Planet Productions has 2 more shows going up this year, The Wild Party and Party Worth Crashing. For The Source, this is Samantha Schnur.
That wraps up our show for today. Coming up next week, we'll take you to the steps of the Supreme Court for the historic hearing on gay marriage, and we'll also fill you in on the new dating app students are flocking to. We hope you will join us. Have a great week.